Here comes the completed satisfying stories. Those who like it will have their whole family in good health and smooth career. More completed satisfying stories are available in Lola Fully Finished Mindless banner. Like and follow so you won't get lost. Thank you for your support. The forecast warned of heavy rain starting tomorrow after Grandpa passed. The only inheritance he left, that was a hole in the ground, usually used as a root cellar for storing food. When the apocalypse came and the dead walked, that hole became our family impenetrable fortress. My eyes snapped open, unable to sit upright in bed. The phantom agony lingered, that excruciating pain of flesh being torn off. It was too real. I shoved the memory aside, scrambling out of bed. Didn't even stop for shoes, rushing barefoot to find Mom and Dad. They weren't home, neither was my brother. Panic surged, echoed their phones frantically. No answer, just as helplessness threatened to drown me. My phone rang. Dad. Sweetheart, what's wrong? Hearing Dad's voice, I burst into tears, trembling too hard to speak. Sweetheart, listen, Dad said urgently. I'm out buying things. Almost home, don't cry. We'll be right there. I managed a choked agreement, collapsing onto the sofa, tears still streaming. The memories of our past life flooded back. Strangers forcing us out of our own home. The zombies surging forward. Mom and Dad deliberately putting themselves between the monsters and us, buying Leo and me time to run, but it was empty. Enough, too many zombies. After 6 months holed up, weak and malnourished, we were no match. We died anyway. Rural homes usually had stockpiles, mostly rice. By the end of those 6 months, our family of 4 was severely malnourished, barely clinging to life. Our supplies, the rice, oil, meat, gone within the first month. Only salted pork remained, rationed stingily. Fresh vegetables, a distant memory. Those people targeted our house for one thing: the solar panels on our roof. The grid had filled in. The first month, some households had wood stoves, but firewood was impossible to find. Then, in the apocalypse, I thought the zombies were the ultimate terror. I was wrong. The true horror was human nature. The sound of a vehicle cut through my thoughts. They were back. I jumped up. Leo was opening the gate, Dad driving the van inside. As soon as it cleared the entrance, Leo slammed the gate shut. Ava, we're back, Leo said, his voice strangely shaky. Mom and Dad got out. I ran to Mom, throwing myself into her arms, sobbing uncontrollably. Clara held me tight beside us. Arthur's eyes were red-rimmed. Leo, choking back emotion, ushered us into the living room. I blurted it out the moment we sat down. Mom, Dad, listen. In 1 month, a zombie virus will break out. We have to stockpile supplies. I knew it sounded insane, but I could and gather enough supplies alone. The 3 exchanged a look. Leo spoke. Ava, we're reborn too. I stared, stunned. Leo explained they'd returned a day earlier than me. That explained Dad's red eyes and Mom's fierce embrace. Since that was the case, we could skip the convincing and get straight to planning. We only had a month. This time we reinforce the gate, raise the walls. We won't give those bastards an opening, I declared angrily. Arthur nodded, standing up and pulling me towards the back door. Come, I want to show you something. The 4 of us stood by the back door, facing the mountain. Arthur led us to a patch of earth near the rock face, felt around and pulled up a metal ring. A staircase young and open. I gaped. Arthur was already descending, bewildered. I followed. Mom and Leo showed no surprise. Of course, they'd already seen this yesterday. The stairs opened into a cavern. I was speechless. The space below was vast. Your grandfather dug this. Arthur's voice echoed up. You know, he was cautious. Maybe from living through wars alone all those years. He kept tinkering. The village was small, and he kept to himself, so no one knew. He just dug and dug, made this huge space. Only told me when he was dying. IV used it as a root cellar. I was still processing. But is it livable? Should be fine, Arthur replied after he told me. I wired it for lights after you kids left for school and work. Your mom and I had time, so we fixed it up some more. That explained the lights. Actually, I thought of it yesterday. Arthur continued, the four of us could hide here. From the zombies, no one knows. It exists, it hit the wiring well. But the power grid failed after a week. Last time, wouldn't that be a problem? No worries, it's hooked to solar now. Arthur scratched his head. When you weren't home, Clara and I stayed down here summers too. Avoid using the AC, he opened a door, revealing a simple cot. I add the space ventilation. What if we get carbon monoxide poisoning? We installed vents we worried about. That too, and we dug further back later. A small stream flows in. Arthur led me deeper. It was incredible. Lights, dim but sufficient. Lined the path further in just as he said. A small stream trickled through. Our village was nestled in the mountains, sparsely populated. Most young people gone. The initial outbreak barely touched at us. The real trouble started later, with people fleeing the overwhelmed cities, returning home desperate for resources. Last time the end came too fast. I forgot about this place, Arthur said firmly. This time, our family will survive. Right, Clara added softly, as long as we read together. Anywhere is home. Then let's plan what to buy. We need to move. Urged, shelter was secured, action was needed. We hit the green mill today, Arthur said, bought by sacks of rice. 20 pounds each, got some loaded already, let's siege it downstairs. We SP ran into action. Clara lined the floor of an empty chamber with wood planks. Against damp and cardboard, Arthur, Leo and I used a handcart to haul sacks from the van to the back door, then carried them down one by one, stacking them neatly. Seeing that orderly mountain of rice brought the first flicker of security. Rice was now, we needed more. Being the last house in the village helped. Our comings and goings went unnoticed. Stockpiling while staying hidden was a nerve-wracking balance. Once the rice was stowed, Arthur called a solar panel supplier. We got panels upstairs already, might as well add more. No one can tell what's for the house and what's for downstairs. After the workers installed them, Arthur personally rerouted and counts out the wiring, channeling it into the bunker. During this, villagers noticed. Arthur, why so much solar? One asked. Others were curious. Arthur brushed them off. Village voltage is unstable. With Arthur busy at home, Leo and I headed to town. I drove Arthur's van. Leo took his car at the supermarket, citing plans to open a guest house. I bought bulk toilet paper towels, toothbrushes, toothpaste, soap, essentials for 4 people. Just the toilet paper filled the van. Inefficient, I drove the toilet paper home, finding the house empty. I used the handcart to dump it down the hatch. Clara, below, used another cart to move it to storage. Arthur, still wiring, dismantled some house shelves and took them down to install. I drove the empty van back out for more. Day 1 of our second chance. Over a dozen trips, amassing a hoard of daily necessities, clothes, underwear. Leo and I had done well academically, both becoming teachers. Being home was pure luck. Summer break, if we'd been at school, day 1, would have been our end. Thank goodness the bunker was huge. Storing all this would have been impossible otherwise. Watching Arthur install the salvaged shelves in a bunker room, Leo stacked jars of pickles, dried goods, and spices on them. Starting tomorrow, we all hit the road, Arthur declared. We have a big truck too. We'll fill it like and stocking for winter. Day 2. All hands on deck. I drove to the city. The visceral memory of zombie teeth driving me to find bite-resistant gear for future for aging. I bought heavy-duty work boots and thick rubber sheeting for makeshift armor. Then books, all kinds. Next, I ordered 2 treadmill generators. Delivery to town, pick up in a week. No home delivery. Arthur returned to the mill for the remaining rice, dumping sacks in the yard. Unlikely to see from above, Leo brought back crates of instant noodles. Clara returned with rabbits and chickens. It's underground. Sound won't escape. Worried we won't save fresh meat or eggs later. Surviving only 6 months last time. We never knew the outcome. But fresh protein was scarce then. Added piles of cured meats and sausages to the list. Family shouldn't suffer. I bought 50 pounds each of bacon and sausage, telling the butcher it was company welfare. Vacuum sealed, he happily obliged. Salted chicken and duck followed. Same story, frozen seafood dumplings, steamed buns. Wait, where do we put frozen stuff? No freezer downstairs. I rushed home with one van load. The cured meats were scheduled for pick-up tomorrow. Home late. The village smelled of dinner. Our house was dark. No time for cooking. Arthur and Leo were hauling yard supplies down. Clara was wrapping insulation around the bases of small freezers. Clara saw my shock. Your dad bought them today. There's a fridge factory nearby. Delive read after dark. She kept working. Efficiently insulating 3 freezers for the men to move. I joined the relay, ferrying supplies to the back. By midnight, we were done. Clara threw together a quick meal. We learned the meaning of collapsing into sleep. Just 2 days and we were exhausted. 28 more days of this. Day 3 up past 8, a hasty breakfast. Back to the grind. Fetched the cured meats. Leo picked up water barrels. Another late night haul. Arthur stayed home, having technicians install security cameras, including outside the gate. Before they arrived, Arthur and Clara covered the yard supplies with tarps, necessary precautions. Leo bought drones, walkie-talkies. Researching online, might not need them, but it feels safer. Buying, moving, our bunker filled. Still daily at this rate, Clara remarked. We might outstock the supermarket. Half a month vanished in this relentless cycle. Noticing the bunker's poor signal, we bought battery-powered radios. The cameras had audio, letting us monitor outside sounds. Our frequent trips drew village curiosity. We scaled back. Arthur stopped going out, digging deeper into the bunker towards the stream. Need an outhouse. Using buckets is unsustainable. The 3 freezers were packed. We bought hundreds of pounds of potatoes and other hardy vegetables. A bunker room with minimal airflow, away from vents, became the pantry. We raided every pharmacy in town. Medicine was worth its weight in gold in the apocalypse. Using groundwater, we installed a purifier and bought 20 cases of water purification tablets and charcoal for future use. We also bought numerous batteries, charging them fully before storing them below a backup if the solar failed. Later we flew a drone over the mountain. Following the stream, we discovered the point where it entered the bunker could be widened slightly, allowing perfect ventilation for the outhouse. The rugged back mountain trails were impassable, posing no security risk. Our mountainous region had countless such paths. I told Arthur. He acted fast, excavating the outhouse area, installing a camouflaged window covered by branches. The drone confirmed it was invisible. Evenings became debriefings. What was bought? What was missing? After over 2 weeks, we were well prepared. The poor signal persisted. Arthur installed a signal booster on a tree near the hedge, and an amplifier inside. Instant signal. We ordered USB drives, asking the vendor to pre-load them with movies, TV shows, variety programs, even old Spring Festival galas. Clara bought seeds and incandescent grow lights, vital for photosynthesis. Underground online research confirmed they worked. She also stocked canned fruit. No orchards below. Yielded vitamin supplements. Fresh milk spoiled fast, so we bought 10 cases of powdered milk. Nutrition mattered, even in the apocalypse. Busy days of checking and filling gaps brought us to the final week. We stopped living, being reborn. We read The Butterfly Effect. We locked ourselves in. During those 5 days, we weren't idle. We posted online warnings. COVID seems to be flaring. Saw a neighborhood locked down, urging people to stock up. We couldn't mention zombies. We would unsafe believed it ourselves. We called close relatives and friends, advising them to stockpile, citing the pandemic. Whether they listened was beyond our control. I found a video online. A man with purplish on his hands, biting a woman's face smeared with blood, chewing a chunk of her flesh. Eyes vacant, the woman screamed. Others tried restraining him. How was this skinny man so strong? It took 4 or 5. This is downtown, Leo noted, recognizing the buildings 3 days early. Let's back for the bunker. I nodded, grabbing the last pre-packed items. The family descended. Arthur locked the gate, secured all doors, covered furniture with sheets. He rode the track to the hedge, punctured a tire to make it look abandoned. Then all four entered the earth. Inside, Arthur locked the hatch and began meticulously breaking it up. Our subterranean life began. After unpacking, Clara cooked a simple meal despite ample supplies and a surprisingly spacious bunker. Ventilation was finite. We aimed for low odor, low smoke food, survival not indulgence. We established a watch rotation. Arthur and Clara handled days. I took first watch nights. Leo Xiaofan took second. A quiet week passed. Our remote mountain village saw no outsiders initially. Just like last time, locals stayed put. Rural homes had rice stores. Many even had preserved meat. Gardens were common. Elders disliked markets. Last time, we'd lasted 6 months before shortages hit. In the apocalypse, human hearts are more terrifying than zombies. 1 week after outbreak, everyone come quick. Arthur yelled from the monitors while Clara cooked. Leo and I rushed over. The camera on the big tree outside our wall showed a motorcycle speeding into the village. Omen, dusty and frantic. Roa read into Old One sired. Old One slammed at the gate shut. Probably Walter's useless son. Duke, Arthur muttered. He filled us in. Duke was a thief, a gambler, who debauched Old One dry. He hadn't been part of the mob that attacked us last time. That's dangerous, I said. Old One was poor. Even before Duke ruined him, villagers helped him survive, and Duke's sons, scrupulous. Who knows what he'll do when hungry? The mood turned grim. Wait. Leo rewound the footage, freezing on Duke entering the yard. His shirt, we peered at his arm. Blood stained his sleeve, revealing sickly black-purple beneath. He's infected, I gasped. The village's first zombie was homegrown. Despite warnings to stay indoors, villagers clearly weren't taking it seriously. We saw people tending gardens, windows open. A blood-curdling shriek erupted from the monitor. Old One burst from his house, covered in blood, pursued by his son. Duke moved with unnatural jerks, his face a mask of death, horrifying even through the screen. We held our breaths, invisible but terrified. Old One howled, pounding on the Shen's door next door. Only elder, like Mr. and Mrs. Shen lived there. Mrs. Shen Rose had bad legs. They would end open with the zombie closing in. Old One scrambled through an open window into the house behind them. The Shens, they're lost, Clara whispered, tears welling. Their daughter-in-law and her family were visiting for a feast, trapped here by the lockdown. The house is full, she swayed. Arthur steadied her. All we can do is protect ourselves now. Yes, we must survive. Chaos erupted. The Shen's door burst open, perhaps opened from inside by Old One, and people streamed out. Many were beaten. Those who escaped convulsed swiftly, joining the horde. We counted 24 new zombies, plus Duke, 25 in total. Appetites gone. We picked at food, glued to the screens. The commotion had been noticed. Curtains were drawn village-wide. Zombies, deprived of targets, slowed to a shambling patrol. Thanks to him, 25 zombies for free, Leo said coldly. We sent Leo to rest. He had the night shift, I recalled. Last time, we died around 6 months. By then, village zombies were numerous. Survivors fleeing the cities kept arriving, bringing more undead with them. This time, we stripped the house. If they break in, they'll find dust, Clara said bitterly. They'd also stripped the garden bare in the final days. 2 weeks after outbreak, another quiet week, no one dared venture out. Zombies grew lethargic without prey. Our drone spotted vehicles on the distant mountain road, some splattered with dried blood. Just as we thought it might stay calm, trouble struck. Around the 1-month mark, on my night watch eating noodles, a face appeared over our wall. Ben from across the road. His son lived in the city. His wife was there helping with a grandchild. He was alone, probably low on supplies. He peered into our dark silent house, didn't dare call, and climbed down. It tracked him via other cameras. Finding us gone, he broke into another house, an old woman, watching her grandson sent for summer. Occupied houses usually had faint lights at night. We could unsee inside, only heard the grandmother's screams and the child's terrified cries. The noise electrified the dormant zombies. They converged a mass of 25, slamming against the door. A few zombies couldn't break it but 25. The door splintered, zombies flooded in, screams. Then silence, 3 more. Zombies joined at the ranks. +3, I noted grimly. Looking at my half-eaten noodles, fighting nausea, I dumped the bowl. Returning to the monitor, I saw the village was dark, power was out, cell signal gone. Our cameras, battery powered with local storage, kept working. The already quiet village became a tomb. 3 months after outbreak, time crawled, winter tightened its grip. We monitored the sluggish zombies. No one ventured out anymore at night. Faint candlelight sometimes gleam, red in windows, rural staples. Underground, we were secure, our supplies were barely touched. Clara Shikens started laying Arthur had soundproof at the walls, no worries about noise. Clara busied at herself with plastic tubs filled with soil. Tiny green sprouts emerged, fresh greens in weeks. The solar power hummed reliably. 6 months after outbreak, half-year, the anniversary of our deaths. In the past life, our situation now, worlds apart. Clara tended animals, then watched, downloaded shows. Arthur studied electrical manuals he'd never had time for. He played offline games when restless. Leo had been diligent since day one, earning Clara's mock scolding that Eva and he were lazy. Eva, come look, Arthur called. I doubt at changed circumstances meant they would anti-come, but fate arrived. With few active zombies in the village, the group drawn to the house. That night still shambled but inactive. The looters felt bold, their numbers were smaller. This time, like a sophism. Chief Walter, they've got solar. So Arthur install it myself. They haven't come out in 6 months. Holed up inside loaded with supplies. It was the villager who. They questioned Arthur, Hank the troublemaker. Knock, Walter suggested. They won't answer. Just climb the wall, it's low, Hank urged. We watched a family viewing a grim show. Scumbags, see what you find. They came prepared, propping a ladder. 4 men climbed over easily. We sat before the screen, waiting for their frustrated rage. Find us? Not a chance. Empty. Walter's voice was tight. Sick dust, looks abandoned, looting burned. Precious calories on scant rations. Impossible. I saw them going in and out dozens of times a day. Stuff piled under tarps in the yard. Hank protested. I watched them. Stopped a week before the dead rose. Silence, our collective fury screamed through the bunker. The bastard had been spying. But Chief the Solar, they must be hiding. Let's search, Hank pleaded. Walter just wanted home. Hank's word meant little against Arthur's reputation last time. Finding us clean and cooking with solar power had sparked instant envy. Ha, this time not a trace. They found nothing but dust Arthur had strategically scattered. They got filthy. Can't be. I saw them, Hank whined. Walter cut him off. Face dark. Enough. Lucky no zombies stirred, or we'd be dead already, even empty. They have solar electricity. Hank tried interrupting. Quiet. No point as they have any firewood here. It's dusty, we don't need to haul it back. Food's scarce, don't waste energy. Walter decided. Unbelievable, Walter didn't want our house. The others agreed. Heading out, only Hank looked sour. Last time we'd been pushed into a waiting horde. This time, look. Leo pointed to another camera feed. Speak of the devil, zombies. 4 likely turned villagers wandered aimlessly near our house. Pathetic compared to last time, but the noise inside had drawn them. As the man opened our front door, zombies lunged. A gray face sank teeth into Walter's neck. Blood sprayed. The others scrambled back inside, slamming the flimsy wooden door with glass pins and bracing it. 6 had entered. 2 beaten water included, 4 remained. Look, he's getting up. Clara gasped, water convulsed, then rose, faster this time. 4 zombies became 6. Fine, we felt nothing for them. Our second chance was aimed for vengeance. But survival, last time. They killed us, this time. Karma beat back in the apocalypse. Everyone wants to live, they chose predation. Staying home would have saved them. The door glass revealing the man inside offered little resistance, it shattered. The village gained 10 more. Zombies, they shambled out, sometimes bumping mindless, lie against other doors. Our other side, self-inflicted wonder. When this ends, what the cities are like. Clara murmured, we've been down here so long. Adjustment. Outbreak 6 months 下 bunker life 到6 months a year. 1 year after outbreak. Deep winter returned, the radio crackled to life. The government hadn't abandoned us. Cities were devastated, recovery slow. But they were fighting back. Squads were hunting zombies. Hope immense and fragile bloomed. The cold slowed the zombies further, the radio explained the virus attacked the brain and nerves. But the bodies were still flesh. Cold stiffened them, limbs already loose sometimes dropped off. A modified SUV arrived, a short-haired woman. Alex led a team of 5, they efficiently dispatched the shambling village zombies. With precise machete strikes to the head, Alex launched a drone scanned the village, and recalled it, that house, solar panels, go. She drove straight to our gate. Looks like zombies hit this place. A man noted seeing the old bloodstains. Alex drove into the yard, closed the gate, be careful. Don't damage anything, she ordered. Could come back, boss. Blood's everywhere. What if? Alex paused. What if someone comes home? They should still have one. Tears pricked our eyes, the first pure kindness we'd witnessed in the apocalypse. They entered, tested the power, it worked, and charged their gear. Their conversation revealed they were volunteers. Alex, a former boxing coach. Others included ex-military. A woman leading such a squad. They cleared zombies where they could, contributing their strengths. Like many such teams existed. Night fell, we celebrated underground. With hot pot, Clara pulled it out instantly. Emboldened by the cleared threat, we ate, talking softly, hope tangible. Yes, we remote, who knows when the LL reach us? Clara said, but their shop. These people are good, if we could help, we should. Arthur looked at our steaming pot, then the monitors showing the 5 eating ration bars. We exchanged glances, springing into action. The bricks sealing the hatch came down again, fickle. Indeed, Clara found crates of self-heating meals, hot pots, etc., nearing expiry. But we tested them, she added 2 large bags of her homemade frozen dumplings. We loaded it all onto the truck near the hatch, retreated, and Arthur Ray bricked the entrance. Leo wrote a note, a small thanks, stay safe, we appreciate what you do. A drone carried the note and lowered the supplies into our yard. The drone's bus put the team on alert. Seeing the note and supplies, Alex approached. She read the note, looked puzzled, then followed the drone to our back door. Seeing the truck load self-heat meals, dumplings, a man Tom hefted it, looked straight at the drone. Knowing we watched and said thank you. Before retreating, we landed the drone on the roof. Back inside unpacking, Tom choked up, holding a dumpling. Reminds me of my mom's. Another teammate clapped his shoulder. They Ray. Safe at the base, we clear more. Tomorrow, get home sooner. Right. Peace isn't free, others bear the weight. Next morning, they used our pot, their portable stove, to cook the dumplings. They cleaned the pot, left it and moved on. Days later the radio confirmed it. Authorities realized cold slowed zombies, making them easier to eliminate. Cleanup intensified. Hold on, your country hasn't forgotten you. We wept with relief over air underground, well supplied, exercising on the treadmill generators. But the isolation was crushing. 15 months after outbreak, 3 months later, the radio delivered salvation. Zombies eradicated, cities undergoing decontamination. Comrades, we have won. Military trucks rolled in, soldiers and medics in. White systematically disinfected every house. We emerged from the bunker. Sunlight long mist warmed our faces. We cried for ourselves, for the lost. Medics administered the vaccine. The war was over. Rebuilding began. Ava and Leo taught village. Children's schools needed rebuilding. Arthur returned to wiring, fixing damaged homes. Leo studied architecture and Clara, logistics support joined the effort. The war revealed the worst in some, but also profound kindness in others. Civilization rebuilt itself, and we walked the path forward.